you can just approach me, I'll explain. So now we have discussed some of the major instruction called move, load, store, add, decrement, increment, complete. Actually, we have not used directly this. Okay. So if you want to decrement by 1, normally you will use decrement. Okay. And if you want increment, you can use increment instruction. Then we have used compare, call, return. These are all the different instructions we have discussed till now. So next we'll discuss some more, few more additional instructions that are used for, that are called logic instructions. Okay. So that is to perform and, or, not, negate, okay, shift operation, all those things. So here, what are the logic instructions? Are you people are understanding? Can somebody reply?
And or not.
Yes. So we'll just try to understand these instructions. So till now we have used no, like what is the meaning of add, sub. Okay. Similar to that, we'll try to understand and or not. So not means you already know that it is negation. If you want to negate the value 3 in binary, that is 0, 0, 1, 1. If you want to negate this value, you are going to write the instruction called negate of or not. Okay, negate of or not. So automatically it is going to negate to -3, where the value will be 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. Okay, so depending on requirement. So whenever if you are performing or writing your own program, so if it requires, you can use this. This is a syntax, not of destination. Which value you are going to negate? Whatever the content that is present in register or not. Consider or not contains value 3. Okay, so only one parameter you are passing. And if you want to do one's complement, first you are going to negate and you are going to add 1 to that register content. It is nothing but one's complement. Sorry, it is two's complement. Negate of or not means it is one's complement. Okay, and if you add 1 to this one's complement, it becomes two's complement number. Okay, so similarly, if you want to perform AND operation on two values, so this is a syntax, AND source and destination. Okay, and or not comma hash 2000. That means whatever the value that is present in or not, okay, and also value 2000, you are going to perform the AND operation. It is going to be in binary. Okay, just for understanding purpose, I have written in decimal. So it is going to be in binary. Internally, it is going to convert 2000 into binary and the content of or not to binary. Then it will perform the AND operation. Okay, bitwise AND operation. Next, okay, very important, very important. Okay, normally they'll ask this question: explain shift and rotate instructions. Okay, very simple thing here. There is no much complex in this instruction. You need to understand how shifting of instruction takes place. So there are many applications that requires bits of an operand to be shifted right left in some specified number of bits. Okay, so why you need to learn shift instruction? Okay, so when we start discussion of arithmetic chapter, where we are going to perform arithmetic operation, addition, subtraction, and also multiplication. Okay, multiplication, division. Okay, we are going to achieve using shift method. Okay, for that reason you need to understand how shift instruction works. So here shift instruction you can classify into two types. One is logical shift and another one is arithmetic shift. So we'll start with the logical shift instructions. So logical shift left and another one is logical shift right. Okay, the instruction you are going to use L shift L, L shift R. R indicates right. The first one, okay, listen carefully, very simple concept and you will get the, like this is a common question in all the question paper. The logical shift left. So this instruction shifts bits of an operand left by some specified number of bits. How many bits to shift? They are going to specify in the instruction. So this is the syntax: L shift L, count comma DST. How many bits? That indicates the count. From which location? That indicates the destination. So how you can write L shift L hash 2 in case if I want to shift by 2 bits from register or not. Okay, so this is the meaning of this instruction. Now, how it is going to shift? In case if you are shifting, there will be vacated position, no? So what it is going to fill in the vacated position? You can just see I have content of R naught and this is carry flag. Okay, so there is a carry flag. So you can just observe whenever if you are shifting left by specified number of bits, it is going to have some vacated position at the right side. Okay, so it is having some vacated position. Now those vacated positions are filled with zeros, filled with zeros in case of logical shift, left shift. So now consider an example. This is my example. Okay, carry flag contains 0. Always whatever the data it is shifting left side, it has to go through the carry flag. Okay, so now I have register R0. It contains, here dotted indicates there are some more bits. If you don't want to get confused, you can just write some simple number. Okay, so here dotted indicates there are some more bits. So now 0110. Okay, I have this value in register R0. So my instruction is logical shift left. Okay, L stands for left. How many bits? 2 bits from the content of R0. Now shift left means this side. Okay, shift left. How many bits? 2 bits. That means these 2 bits should be shifted out of this register. Okay. So after shifting, what will be the state of the register and carry flag? So before it was 0. So first after shifting first 0, next 0 comes here. Okay, next one more shift, so this one comes to carry flag and these two positions will be filled with 110. Okay, then here it has created the two vacated positions and those vacated positions should be filled with 0. Okay, example 0101 I have. Okay, if I shift this left side, these 2 bits will go out of the register content. Okay, the remaining value are 1 and 0. And I have two vacated positions that is filled with 0. Okay, so this is left shift. Similarly, right shift. So instead of, okay, so the syntax is this one, logical shift right, okay, count and destination. So this instruction shifts the bits of an operand right by some specified number of bits. How many bits they have specified here? So many bits it is going to shift. Okay. So it is just reverse operation of the previous one, content of R0 and the carry flag. So vacated position left side, vacated position should be filled with 0. So it is going to shift how many bits according to this example. If you are taking L shift R hash 1, that means you are shifting 1 bit. Okay, shifting 1 bit. But in my example, I am taking 2 bits. So this is actual content of register R0 and the initial value of carry flag. Now I am going to shift right side by 2 bits, means these 2 bits will go out of register. Okay, so this 0 will come here and every bits will be shifted right side by 2 bits and there will be vacated position 2 bits that will be filled with 0. Okay, and even when it is shifting each time, so this one will come and place in the carry flag. Okay, so just focus on to this register. If you are shifting only 1 bit and this bit will go out of the register and it will be stored in R0, I mean carry flag, and 01 will be there in this register. So depending on how many number of bits they have specified or you are going to take example, just accordingly show the representation. So that is about the logical shift. So next we have arithmetic shift. Okay, arithmetic, what is the difference between logical shift and arithmetic shift? So here we are going to take one example of arithmetic right shift. Whenever if we are using right shift, okay, so I have taken example here. So whenever if you want to retain the sign of the number, example consider 1101. In this you already know that the MSB bit it is going to indicate the sign of the number. Yes, no? In the previous topic I told if it is 0 it indicates a positive number, if it is 1 indicates a negative number. So now whatever it is the MSB bit, okay, if you are shifting right side, Okay. So if you are shifting right side, what happens? It is filled with 0 according to logical shift. Here you are not going to fill with 0. Instead of that, whatever the sign bit it was there, so that you are going to fill with the vacated position. Either is it 0 or is it 1. It is going to check before shifting what is the sign of the number. Accordingly, it is going to fill the value. So instruction for this is arithmetic shift right 2 bits from content of or not. Okay, you can just observe carefully. Examples are very important. You can take simple example, any example, content of or not, carry flag. Now can you see this direction? When you are doing right shift, whenever if you want to retain the sign of the number, you are going to use arithmetic shift. Okay, so whatever the sign before shifting, it is 1. Okay, so it is it's going to note down that. So now after shifting, after shifting these 2 bits, this 0 will come here, this 1 will go to, this is going to be out of carry flag. Okay, the first shift, and this 0 will come here. In the next shift what happens? Okay, this 1 will come to carry flag. Okay, and this 0 will go out. So I have done 2 bit shift out, and here you just observe according to previous logical shift, these 2 bits got vacated. What we did in the previous logical shift, so we filled with 0, but in arithmetic shift you are going to note down the sign of the number. If it is 1, you are going to fill 1 in the vacated position. If it is 0, you are going to fill 0 in the vacated position. Okay, so that you need to understand. Next, so I'll take 5 to 10 more minutes. Okay, so that finishes this topic and also module. There is one more topic after this. I'll try to finish that also. Okay, so rotate instruction. So there are 4 rotate instructions. Now whatever we have discussed, it is just shifting elements either to left or to right. So now what we are doing along with the shifting, we are going to rotate the values either to left side or to right side. That to considering carry or without carry. So rotate left without carry. So the instruction is rotate left. Rotate left with carry means rotate LC, and rotate right without carry means rotate R, with carry rotate RC. Okay, we'll just discuss these 4 methods, how to write the instruction and what happens. In the exam, you have to write, okay, the syntax and one example is important, and the instruction. So for the same operation, whatever you are doing, no example. So for that you have to give one instruction as an example. So here what is this? Rotate left without carry. Okay. So you already know the picture of there is a register and carry flag. Okay. So now this is without carry. When you are using rotate, I am considering the case rotate without carry. That means when you are rotating the values, when you shift here, okay, here it is going to create vacated position. No? So those values you are going to rotate back to the same register. Okay. Now consider example. The initial value 0, okay, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, something it is there. So now what is the instruction I have taken? Rotate left #2, R0. Okay. So now whatever I am rotating, so that is these 2 bits, it is going out of this register because 2 bits I am rotating. Okay. So now rotating without carry, I am not going to consider this 0. With carry means the line should come here. So it is going to rotate these 0 and 1 back to register that you can see here. Okay, before it was 0, 1, 1. When you rotate 1 bit, 0 will come and add here. Okay, next bit is 1. That is also will be added at the end. And whatever the bit that is shifted, okay, that you need to store into the carry flag. Last bit, whatever it is shifted, you should store that into the carry flag. But here you are shifting without carry. That is the reason the line comes from here. Okay. Similar to this, rotate left.
L shift L.
Yes.
That is similar to L shift L only.
Similar to L shift L. Shift means, see, shift, that's what I told. Shift means you will be just ignoring these bits. Yes, no, 0, 1, 1, 0. Shift means, so I will be having here, after shifting 2 bits, 1, 0, these 2 bits will retain, and whatever the vacated position it is there, so that is filled with 0. But here it is not happening. Vacated position is filled with 0. No. Whatever the bit you are shifting, the same value you are going to rotate it back in the vacated position. Got it? If
But arithmetic shift L also.
no
In that we can retain the previous.
value. Arithmetic, which one you are asking? Can you repeat your question?
A shift L, ma'am. There is no A shift L.
A shift L. So we are not going to worry about A shift L because it is not required actually. So A shift L, arithmetic shift L. Okay, so that is shifting left side. So in this also you can use it. Only thing is we are going to use this arithmetic shift operation. Normally shift operation will go with the left or right, but whenever the situation comes for retaining the value, the sign of the number, okay, so the MSB bit we consider it as the sign bit. Okay, in that case you are going to consider arithmetic shift. Otherwise L shift L, it is similar to your logical shift left side. Okay, so we are not going to use uh, arithmetic shift left. Okay, so you're going to use arithmetic shift right. So that is when the requirement comes for retaining the sign bit. Okay, in these two methods we have not retained the sign bit. Okay, we are not bothered about the sign of the number, just shifted left or right. Okay, whenever if it requirement comes for retaining the sign, you are going to use A shift R. Okay, I have not thought A shift L. Okay, normally we will not use A shift L, that is arithmetic shift left side. Normally we will not use. Okay. Okay, so rotate. So I explained about rotate left with carry, without carry. Okay, so now similar to that, rotate left with carry. You just check the diagram. Okay, so this is without carry you are rotating. Next one is with carry. You're going to consider the carry flag also. Okay, so whatever the value it was there, now after rotating by 2 bits, so 0 0 will be added at the vacated position. Can you see here? Okay, 0 0 will be added at the vacated position, and this one will be in the carry flag. So this is an example of rotate LC #2, or not. So same thing it is going to be applicable for write without carry. Okay, rotate right without carry. Okay, the content of register or not, you are going to shift right side. Okay, and whatever the bits you have shifted, that will be rotated back. Okay, without carry means this 1 1 will be shifted out of this register and will be added at the end of the register, that is vacated position. Okay, with carry means where you are going to consider the carry. Rotate RC right side with carry. So this 1 0 will be rotated. First bit is 0. Okay, then second bit is 1. So 0 and 1 will be rotated back. Okay, so you write this diagram, rotate RC #2, okay, #2 comma or not. Don't worry about arithmetic shift left side, that is not included in the syllabus. Okay, but you can use it. These are all additional instructions. Okay, so shift and rotate instruction, if they ask, you need to explain in detail. Okay, one is the syntax you need to write. Okay, and you have to write one example and the instruction. Okay, normally it is asked for 10 marks, rotate and shift instruction. I may ask for the test also, so just keep that in mind and prepare. So next, multiplication and division. We have not used any time multiplying the instruction with respect to multiplication and division. So here there are some important points you need to remember with respect to multiplication and division. Maybe I have already explained in the bridge course. Okay. So what is the important thing you need to remember? Multiply instruction does multiplication of two operands, stores the result in the destination. Okay, so example for that is multiply Ri comma Rj. That means content of Ri is multiplied with Rj and the result is stored in Rj. But here what is the problem is, okay, whenever if you are multiplying n bits, 2n bits, okay, what is the expected product is 2n bits. So in that case, what happens? The 2n bits may not be possible to store in the destination. The product of 2n bits can be large as 2n bits. Even when you start learning about multiplication of two binary numbers, you have to keep that number. When you are multiplying two numbers of size n, the product should be 2n bits. You will get it. Okay. When you are multiplying 4-bit number, two 4-bit number. So what should be the product size in terms of bits? Yes. If you are multiplying two numbers with 4 bits, what should be the size of product? 2 into 4, 2n I told, 2 into 4, that means
bits.
8 bits. Okay. So now, if it is 8 bits, okay. If it is the number of bits, if you are using, consider 10-bit number. Okay, you are multiplying two numbers of size 10. 10 into 10, so you're going to get, 10 into 2, you're going to get 20 bits. So those 20 bits may be not possible to store in the destination Rj. So in that case, what to do? To accommodate 2n bits product, so the processor produces or it uses the two registers, usually Rj, okay, Rj and Rj plus 1. Okay, with the higher order of it is going to be placed into Rj, and the remaining part of the product it is going to be stored into the Rj plus 1. Okay, so that means the first 10 bits will be stored in Rj and remaining 10 bits it is stored in Rj plus 1. You will come to know how exactly it is going to happen. Now time being, just remember when you do this multiplication or use this multiplication operation, so it is going to produce 2n bits. So in that case, just storing into Rj, it is not possible. So then you need two registers to store the product. That is the meaning. Okay, what is Rj plus 1 means? If it is multiply, okay, multiply R1 comma R2, if you are written, okay, so you cannot store the final result in R2. That means you need one more register called R3. That is the meaning of this Rj plus 1. Okay, so we'll discuss that in detail, how it requires or how you will get 2n bit product later. Next, you can use the division instruction. Okay, so divide instruction does division of two operands and stores the results in the destination operand. So here what it is going to store in the destination operand is the quotient. Okay, the quotient is going to be stored in the destination operand. So when you do the division, normally we need quotient and also we need the remainder. Okay, so here the higher order, the value of this whatever you got, no, so that will be considered as the remainder and it will be stored in Rj plus 1, and the quotient it is stored in Rj. So this also will come to know, don't worry, how it is going to store in Rj plus 1. When we try to solve some numbers with a division, I will show you how quotient is stored and how remainder is stored in Rj plus 1. Okay, so you need to remember where the result is stored, quotient and remainder. So quotient in Rj and the remainder is stored in Rj plus 1. Okay, so that's all about different instructions used. Next we have, this is just for your understanding purpose, the how you can represent the numbers. In case it is not necessarily you have to specify the numbers in decimal only. Okay, normally we have used this hash 93 comma R1. Okay, decimal number. In case if you want to represent binary number as the immediate address, okay, immediate addressing mode. So in that case, you have to use some additional notation for representing binary number. So hash ampersand, okay, hash percentage symbol indicates whatever the number you are representing, it is a binary number, okay, comma R1. So this is nothing but if you want to represent the binary number explicitly in the instruction. Even if you want to specify any hexadecimal number, okay, you are going to use dollar symbol. Okay, so this dollar hash followed by dollar indicates it's a hexadecimal number. Okay, normally will not use. In case if they give any example or any instruction with respect to this, you should be able to identify that it is an hexadecimal number. Okay, next we have encoding of machine instruction. We have already discussed about the how instruction is represented. Just 5 minutes I'll take to explain about this encoding of machine instruction. Okay, so this is about the instruction, how instructions it is stored and it is processed. So if we have instruction called add R1, R2. Okay, the type of instruction may be specified using encoded binary pattern called as opcode. Okay, so here which is the opcode? Can somebody tell which is the opcode in this instruction?
Add.
Yes, so this we call it as opcode, and this is also represented in binary. When it is converted into object program, everything it is represented in binary. Okay, for each instruction there will be a predefined number. For add, okay, the value assigned is 14. Okay, so whenever execution conversion starts, this 14 keyword is replaced with value 14. Okay, so that is how the encoding or conversion of object program takes place. And this 14 once again it is represented in binary. Okay, then R1 is represented in binary, R2 is represented in binary. So totally the whatever the program you're going to write, it is represented in the object program for execution. Similarly, take another example. So move 12 of R0, R5. This is an example of index addressing mode. First try to able to differentiate the addressing modes. Okay, so here what happens, the number of bits required to represent this instruction and this instruction may not be same. Yes, no. So here you have additional constant value you need to represent. So it requires more number of bits compared to this instruction. In that case, how it is going to encode? Normally for opcode, it requires 8 bits. Okay, 8 bits are used for representing the opcode. And remaining, whatever the operands you are going to specify, so remaining bits are used to represent the operands. So the instruction requires here 16 bits denoted opcode and 2 registers, and some bits expresses that source operand uses the index addressing. Okay, normally this is for 16 bits, considering for 8 bits for this R1 and 4 bits to represent R2. So totally 16 bits. But sometimes the instruction may exceed more than 16 bits also. Okay, whenever if you are in. Okay, in this index addressing if you are using, it may take this operand alone, it may take some more bits. So in that case, the number of bits used, it is going to be more. Or here the index addressing, it is going to be represented with 12 bits. The first operand itself, it is represented with 12 bits. Okay, that is 8 plus 12 plus 4. So how much it is? You need 24 bits to represent or to encode this instruction. Okay, it is going to vary from one instruction to another instruction depending on what type of addressing mode you are going to use. So this mechanism we call it as encoding of machine instruction, how instructions are encoded. So here we are taking example of 32 bit. Okay, we are taking example of 32 bit. So is the instruction is possible to encode in (32-bit)? So this is possible. 32-bit means it requires one more word to store that particular instruction. Okay, so example in which cases is?
Ma'am, can you leave us for a break, ma'am? At 12 we have SC class.
Yes, yes. So just 1 minute, I'll just end the